The internet is not a spiritual authority. Hey guys, it's John here in the studio on this chilly Friday morning here in my house. It is 50 degrees outside and it is May 31st, which it's pretty chilly for May 31st. I wanted to hop on and talk about the concept of using the internet as your spiritual guidance or your spiritual authority. As many of us begin to stay at home more and work from home, and even COVID-19 gave us all the opportunity to stay at home more, and we've become more homebody. The way we reach out to the world is through the internet, and people will start to create their own spiritual beliefs based upon online readers, or even studies of spiritual leaders or spiritual thought leaders online. And what I find is that the only spiritual authority there really is you. Is you. You get to choose what you believe. And when you look at online, you find so many different schools of thought and ideas. To give you an example, I I often quote Mother Teresa. The whole don't go to an anti-war rally, go to a pro-peace rally. And when I have quoted that, I've had people come back and say, "How dare you use Mother Teresa as an example? She's horrendous what she did to those children, blah, 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 blah." And they come off with this giant list, right? Now, they've chosen to believe that Mother Teresa did all these horrible things to children. And what they fail to recognize is that many, many years after Mother Teresa was gone, two people who were in her order did some bad things. And they have decided that it was Mother Teresa who did it because people in the order that was created around Mother Teresa's work of helping children in the streets did something wrong, so Mother Teresa was evil. This is not an anomaly either. I one time quoted Gandhi and immediately was hit with somebody saying, you know, "How dare you use Gandhi as an example? He was a racist and a blah, 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 blah." And my response to the person was, "I'll bet you $10 that if you type in Jesus was a racist in the internet, I'll bet you'll find a page on it." And there are pages out there that say Jesus was a racist. The internet is filled with just stuff, right? I one time said, the Dalai Lama said, "My religion is simple. My religion is kindness." How dare you, that terrible Dalai Lama, da, 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 da. He just started spewing all kinds of stuff, right? The only spiritual authority in your life is you. No matter what you think about the Dalai Lama or Mother Teresa or Jesus or anybody, you will find somebody who is going to be bad mouthing that or trying to knock it down. You're going to find that because that's what the internet is. It's a collection of people's own biases. So it comes down to, let's talk about that quote from the Dalai Lama. "My religion is simple. My religion is kindness." If the Dalai Lama's name wasn't attached to that, would that feel good to you? Feels good to me. Feels true to me. If I'm kind, then I will have kindness, come back to me. My religion is simple. My religion is kindness. I love that quote. Right? I don't care what anybody thinks about the Dalai Lama. That is a spiritual truth in my mind. For me, you know, go to a pro-peace rally instead of an anti-war rally. That is a spiritual truth for me, no matter what you think of Mother Teresa. Right. Was Gandhi a racist? I haven't found any proof of that, but guess what? So there's internet sites out there that say he was. But when Gandhi says, "Be the change you want to see in the world," sounds like truth to me. Sounds like a basic message that is something that I myself talk about. It comes back to the idea that when you're reaching out in the internet, you're just going down pathways. And the internet is filled with other people's pathways, be they in fear or in love. They are going down these other pathways. And when you look down these other pathways, 9 times out of 10, these pathways are polarized. It's all or nothing, one or the other. This person's terrible because this person in their order did this thing. And there's no thought to truth or facts around it. They just take it as truth. The internet is not a spiritual authority. The internet is perspectives from people who have biases. And the key really comes down to you stepping into your power and finding the things that feel truthful to you, no matter who said them, no matter who says them. Find the things that feel truthful to you. You are the one who gets to choose your own spiritual belief. You are the one who gets to live into what feels right to you. And when you hear these biases online, it's a matter of you realizing, "Oh, that doesn't make me feel good," or whatever. Or if something hits you strange, do the research. Find out if it's true. Because the internet itself is not a spiritual authority. I've met a lot of amazing individuals online. I've met a lot of readers and a lot of psychics and mediums online. I will tell you that I have not yet found one who is infallible. I've not yet found one who doesn't have some bit of neuroses. I'm a fan of John Edwards' work. John Edwards, being a germaphobe, is afraid to get near people, and he's got his own issues as well. I recently did a collaboration with someone, and within a couple hours of the collaboration being done, this person's neuroses came up and started trying to claim that they were reading my life and the issues of my life, and there were no issues in my life to be read. But she was creating issues into my life that were not there to fit her narrative, to fit her own neuroses. And so it comes down to the realization that you are responsible for your own spiritual journey. My mom back there, she says spirituality is a personal journey. And I totally believe that to be true. I totally believe that to be true. Spirituality is a personal journey. And that personal journey has to be coming with the idea of at least critical thinking, being able to say, okay, is this true? Now, critical thinking is not a negative. Critical thinking is, is that true? It's a question. You're questioning things and not just taking things for face value. I recently talked about watching someone who I really like and how I can no longer watch a full episode of hers because I get halfway through it and the negativity coming from the people on her live streams just bothers me and I have to leave. I don't stick around. And to me, my spiritual truth is not to perpetuate those horrific things and to not to lean into somebody else for my own beliefs about my future. If I'm the creator of my experience and my creation comes from my belief, if I am being swayed by people online to believe a certain thing, then I'm creating their life and not my own. I'm creating what they are choosing to have happen. They may be reading the potential of that precise moment, but that precise moment can change in the next moment. That precise moment can be something entirely different if we so choose. We can ask mountains to move and they will move. Nothing is impossible for us. And so if that is the case, we always have free will and we always have no fate or destiny ahead of us. It's just the flow of the moment. But if we lean into negative flows, we're going to create a negative world. We can't get into this idea that the internet is infallible and the information we get on the internet is infallible. People say, well, Jesus said this, and then you do the research on what they're talking about. Is some channel said that Jesus said it. And I go and I listen to the channel, do my critical research, and I find I believe nothing they said. Or sometimes I find that I believe what they said. But it comes down to not just taking what you hear on the internet as truth, and especially not spiritual truth, because the spiritual truth. Somebody just said to me the other day that I use spirituality in the Western terminology. I don't. In the Western terminology, spirituality and religion are interchangeable. In my belief, there's the spiritual and the physical. There's the non-corporeal and the corporeal. And the corporeal, the physical, is a direct result of the non-corporeal. And so when I look at my personal perspectives on spirituality and tie that together with the internet, I know that if I lean into somebody else's belief, be it positive or negative, I am in the process of helping create that into the world. And if anything, realize that you create your part of the world. And if you make the part of your world so bright that others around you go, wow, I want to be like them because they look happy, they look joyful, they look loving, they look caring. How can I be like them? You've just made your part of the world so bright that other people start to make choices around you that are bright. And it doesn't matter what Joe Schmo said on the internet. Doesn't matter what, and I was about to make up some name for a reader, or the lady with her structure. No matter how she's reading, she still reads from her own personal perspectives and biases, and it has to come back to you grabbing the wheel of your life and realizing that you are your life is a direct reflection of your belief. And if you're choosing other people's beliefs as your own, understand you're living their life and not your own. And the internet is not a thing to do that with, because it'll drive you into madness, because there's a million perspectives on the same topic, and most of them are going to be negative because most of the people are justifying why their life isn't the way it should be. And so come back to the perspective of realizing that I am the creator of my experience, and don't take anything, including me. I mean, the Buddhist quote about believe no one, even me, unless it rings true to your common sense. That makes perfect sense to me. I don't take anything on the internet as a fact or truth unless it feels right to me. And then if I find that negative things are feeling right to me, I stop and ask me, what am I so fearful of? And I bring myself back to creating a beautiful, loving, caring life. But I'm not going to take the internet as my guru. I'm not going to take online searches as my Bible. I'm not going to take any of that as a spiritual authority over my life, because I am the only spiritual authority in my life. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you. Bye.